Hello Blues fans to the free Blue Boys podcast. Thank you for all our subscribers subscribing to the channel and all our viewers and listeners. And if you haven't done so already, remember to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button so you never miss a new upload. And please give us a follow on our social media platforms, links to which are on the screen for you now and in the description below. We're having a bit of a continuation from our previous episode, episode 8, and our first Q&A session. We're going to be fired with a few more questions from our producer and editor, Alex at LENZ Visuals. Alex, what have you got for us this time?
Your challenge is, can you describe each football club in the Championship with one word?
Ooh.
Okay.
Come on then.
Tasty that.
Interesting.
We're going to upset a few people here,
This is one of them where we got to compose ourselves, hold ourselves back, not be like, you know, what do you think of Tottenham? Shit. That's just normal, but
try not to be knobs about it if we can, within reason.
We've got a lot of football to play, and you know this could go south quickly.
It's going to visit us back at home.
It is, exactly.
Of course it will. Yeah.
All right.
What you got there now?
Okay, up, far away.
First team on the list, we're going to go in alphabetical order. So, Birmingham City.
Rising.
Yeah, I think that's
top, man.
Yeah, I'd say that's a fair word. It's come out and it gets the piss taken out of it a bit, and so I'm sure people are hearing that.
It's appropriate.
From other clubs will, but that's how we're all feeling at the minute, isn't it?
I'm a tad paraphrasing from the new series they've put on Blues TV Plus, Birmingham City on the Rise, or is it Rising Up? It's one of the two anyway.
It's the former.
I think it probably is, yeah. So I'm paraphrasing a tad, but it was just the one that came to mind first.
That's good, man.
Yeah, no, I like that word. I think that probably sums it up. And I think of lots of other adjectives for Blues down the years, but that one will do for now, I think.
Yeah. I think it will.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Blackburn Rovers.
Away.
Yeah. just for the most recent match.
It's just not even that, just that, man. Like every time in the cup, how many years have we been saying this, man?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a cup draw. Here we go. Third round. We're going to get Chelsea. Oh, fucking Blackburn.
It's always Blackburn.
It's always Blackburn away whenever we seem to play in a competition or
yeah.
whether we get promoted or when we get relegated. Do you remember the first season we had in the Premier League? It was the 2002-2003 season, and it was our second game in was Blackburn away after we played away to Arsenal.
Yeah. I actually remember once, I think it was on Joe's 7th birthday, we were in Cornwall, so we'd been there over the New Year, and we were coming back, and we actually played them at home in the Cup.
Shit.
And we won 4-0.
Well, that's probably the last time that's happened.
I would say.
And it hasn't just been 2 goals in it and 1 each.
Yeah.
That's always the way, so.
It doesn't tend to go that way. You know, when we played them in the league last season, not last season, season before, didn't they stick 5 past us? You know, the season we went down.
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't know. I probably don't
was it a
remember.
5-2? No, 4-2.
I probably don't remember because I'm just choosing not to.
I do remember them scoring a lot of goals though.
So.
Yeah, I can understand that. Anyway, we have our word for them.
Bristol City.
Thatchers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Love Bristol. Lyle Taylor. With the Thatchers can after we beat them away that time.
Absolute club legend just for that sole reason. Nothing else.
Yeah. We should have awarded him a case, shouldn't we, really?
We should have done, really.
Yeah. I don't think he's ever played there again, actually.
No. He's probably still there. He's still sipping.
I say, surely if he's a free agent, we just get him in just for that purpose and give him a case of Thatchers, don't we, really?
Just for that game.
Just for that game, yeah.
Fuck off after that lot.
Yeah.
No offence, mate.
Yeah, I like that, yeah. Definitely the right word, though.
Charlton Athletic.
Jones. Right.
Oh, yeah.
Only because at the moment I can't separate him from that club. And there's 2 sides to that. And the one is he's done a fantastic job. You know, last season they were in the bottom 3, weren't they, around Christmas time, or the bottom 5. And it's like, oh, fucking hell, they ain't going to get out of that. Like, they ain't going to challenge. And the next thing you know, they're at Wembley and they got promoted.
Yeah, I would not have picked them, to be fair.
No.
You know, you would have said, like, Wickham dropping down out the top 3.
Yeah.
Probably take it, but they lost steam, didn't they? But,
yeah,
I think the bloke, don't really have to say much about him. What was that bollocks when they got through in the semi-final? And that's become a meme now.
Emulating Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, literally. He'd act like
was
he'd
proper
just
tin pot
discovered
that was,
fire
weren't it,
or
at the
something.
time?
It was just weird.
Yeah, he's a very unique individual, but he's also very effective at what he does. You know, so
he is.
Yeah, and I thought they may still be in trouble this season, but I don't know. I'm not so sure really with him. He seems to be able to get people through things that they shouldn't, or to get teams through things they shouldn't.
You can be a wanker and stay in the league.
Yeah.
Next one.
There we go.
Yep,
That's a tagline to go on with.
Absolutely.
Coventry.
Tenants.
Oh yeah, that's a really good one.
True, yeah.
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 I
I was searching for the word then. I was going to say landlords and stuff, but that's us, isn't it? But tenants.
It is really.
And I don't mean, I'll reassure Coventry fans, I don't mean that in a kind of way to talk down to them or a way of arrogance. I think it was great that we could help them, and if it was the other way around, I'd be thanking them. I don't want any local team to suffer through circumstances out of their control, and the fact that they were able to carry on playing and kind of keep their club going. I
think you can tell that we all put them forth in the last video for the rivals, and that probably reflects.
Yeah, that's very true. Actually.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, but I personally was happy that they could do it. So.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Derby County.
Yeah. We'll carry on, but yeah, Wayne. I'll just say Wayne.
I would have said Eustace, but okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
Wayne.
sure, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wayne was brilliant there, but what nobody realised is that Lee and Racina kept them up, really.
He did
not
really.
kept them up, sorry, he was the one who worked
We talked
on
about
to
the
get
support,
close to
didn't we?
them.
We did, didn't we?
I think that's a given, isn't it? I think everyone just knows that, apart from Rooney himself, and maybe he's Man United bummers, fucking Neville and whoever else.
Wayne's just misunderstood, isn't he?
Yeah, that's it.
That's
yeah.
right, Gaz. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for your input, Gary.
Hull City.
Rugby.
Owners.
Yeah, either or of those actually. But the rugby thing is like, I don't know. If you did a survey on kind of Hull High Street, and you asked them to say which sport defines your city, I wonder which one they come up with. And I'm betting rugby would be the majority one.
That's what I think of. I think because it's just like they've been in the Championship for fucking God knows how long now. They've got to be up there with like Preston. It's just forgettable at this point, I mean, I haven't really looked at them. I'll say all this now, and they'll beat us 1-0 at home or something like that. They'll thrash us 4-0 away. But whenever I think of them, I just think, it's the rugby team.
Yeah.
Not really the football team, but
No. And I think with the owners as well, none of them have really done them justice, have they, really? For what is a big city in this country, really, when you consider outside of like London, Birmingham, Manchester, Liverpool, they haven't really got any traction over the years, have they? They've kind of always just been the Championship team. I know they had that spell, didn't they, under Phil Brown, didn't they, in the Premier League, and that famous telling them off on the pitch time, if you remember that as well. So I probably should have given that a shout, shouldn't I, Phil Brown, actually, to be fair.
That would have
been but that would have been a good one. But really, they've never really been able to stick at it, have they, really? I suppose like a lot of supporters of a lot of clubs, us included in the past as well, in part feel sorry for their supporters, really. They clearly haven't got the backing that they need.
No, it's just not consistent enough, is it?
Not.
1 minute they seem like they're buying decent players and splashing the money, and then the next thing it's like, no, we're struggling against relegation. Yeah. It's very inconsistent. So, there's a couple of good words there, I'd say.
Ipswich Town.
bread and butter.
Yeah.
You love it. Yeah, he's bread and butter man, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Who knows? But maybe by the time we get back from the international break, he may actually score another penalty.
Might do, yeah. That's what he does, isn't he?
He does, yeah.
I'm
apparently.
sure that's what he does.
Yeah. I mean, people.
I'm not sure. I have to look that up, but yeah, I'm pretty sure. I could find that somewhere. That's what he does. Yeah.
Short and sweet. Leicester City.
Mavadidi.
Yeah.
I was going to say Walkers.
That'd be a good one as well. Yeah.
That was pretty much synonymous with their club, weren't it, for a long time? Not only because it was a sponsor for the club, wasn't it? And I think, didn't they name their stadium the Walkers Stadium before? It was the King Power Stadium.
They should never have changed that, man.
No.
If you're going to name it after a packet of crisps, it's got to be that one.
It's got to be that, hasn't it? Pretty much synonymous with British culture as well. And obviously Gary Lineker had a link to it because he did loads of advertising for Walkers.
He made a fucking fortune out of Walkers. Gary Lineker did, like, you know.
He did.
He's still going on now, isn't it?
I know.
I'm surprised he hasn't got his lads on there.
Yeah. May as well.
Family gravy train.
Hey.
Gravy crisps, that'd be the next thing. Why haven't they done that one? They should have gravy crisps.
Oh, no.
This is going down the rabbit hole now.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
Small Heath Alliance type stuff.
But that's what we're here for. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, I'll snap out of that.
Middlesbrough.
Far away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say Yakubu. Just came to my head.
Yeah. Well, Mark Viduka, if you're going to say that as well, actually, to be fair.
Yeah.
Mark Schwarzer as well. Do you remember Mark Schwarzer back in the day?
I do indeed, yeah.
He ended up playing for Chelsea for years and never played. Janino.
Yakubu just came to my head because, I mean, I don't know if you would have known Dad, but you would have known Dan. Remember the shootout cards back in the day?
Yeah.
So these are like the old football cards back in the day, and Yakubu was one of like a match winner, which is like the top card. And he just came to my head. I know what he looked like and everything. Weird times.
I think the thing about Middlesbrough and saying far away is it's probably one of only 2 or 3 grounds that if we got on a ticket for that we'd consider staying overnight.
We do
on the Friday or Saturday or whatever. And there aren't many. You know, Portsmouth and maybe Southampton, could fall into that category as well. But yeah, it's long enough away to think I ain't fucking doing that in one day.
No, definitely not. That's a stay over, that is.
Millwall.
Hostile.
Rowdy.
Well, it's quite funny that AI described Millwall as intimidating.
Yeah, it's a hostile place. You know, they've created their own. I mean, the song that they sing, we are Millwall, no one likes us, we don't care. I think they might be in the original.
Does that include them?
Yeah, that's right. They don't like themselves.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just a bit of self-deprecating every Saturday,
absolutely.
isn't it?
Nothing wrong with a bit of self-hating if you're a football fan.
No, of course not.
No, they come from a traditionally working class rough arse end of London, and they've maintained it. I've told you the story before about Reg and his difficulties down there in the 50s, when he was a fan down there as a young man. It's not changed, but it helps them. It helps them to make it hostile, even if they're not that kind of on it on the day itself. You go there thinking it.
I think they're going to do well again this
It's part
season.
of the psychology of going there, isn't it?
It is, Dan, I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, massively.
Yeah.
They slipped up recently, though, didn't they? Who did they lose to recently?
Lost at home to Wrexham. Apparently, Millwall had a fuckload of chances and Wrexham just took theirs.
It's what we talked about before, wasn't it? Off the back of the Leicester game, you ain't clinical enough, you get punished in this league.
You do.
Goes to show.
You do.
Norwich City.
Go on, Joe.
Can only be one thing to say.
There's actually a few here, right?
Go on then.
So, the first thing that came to my head was Great Yarmouth.
Okay.
And the other thing was, I've been to the ground. That's a lot of words, but,
Yeah.
I've been to the ground, haven't I? I
Yeah,
haven't
you've
mentioned
literally
that very
never
much
told
at all.
us this.
No, you
No,
haven't.
it's unbelievable.
Did you sign a contract when you
I
were
might
there?
have done, yeah.
I
don't
think
know
you
what
did.
happened down there.
Yeah, you were in the first team for a bit.
Yeah. I was just going to say East Anglia, something like that, along those lines. It's another ground where we were just talking about Middlesbrough. It's relatively far away. It's awkward to get to in the east from
It's like
where we
Ipswich.
are.
It's the same deal, isn't it, going
Same
there
way,
as
yeah.
well?
So it's that's one I would like to do at Carrow Road, though.
Yeah.
In there, so.
Yeah. It's but yeah, the access to it is a pig. Really, it really is bad.
Yeah.
I was going to think of Huckabee as well, Darren Huckabee.
Oh shit! Yeah, I remember.
Do you
it.
remember why that's more irritating nowadays as well? When he went to play in the US, they called it a Huckabee when he scored the goal. I mean, could you get more American?
So we're used to
Offense,
that
Huckabee.
Yeah. Well, it's
No
Liam
offence,
Ridgewell
Tom, by the way.
went to play for
Tom's.
the Seattle Sounders as well, Liam Ridgewell. And when he scores, he does something called the Ridgie roll.
What?
Yeah, apparently that's a thing. I've actually heard it from the mouth of a Seattle Sounders fan as well.
Ridgie roll.
Yeah, Ridgie roll. Apparently
Sounds
that's a
like
thing.
something that Greggs would sell.
Yeah, I thought that.
Yeah.
Oh well.
No offense to any American viewers in the 0.2 that probably watch.
But especially the Toms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it comes to Norwich City, I'm thinking of the female owner.
Delia Smith and that
Oh,
infamous half-time team.
Where
tour.
are you?
Yeah.
Let's be having you. That's
I mean,
all one word, actually,
fair
isn't
play
it?
to her. She
Let's
had a
be
bit of a
having you.
passion, bless her, didn't she? So fair play to her.
Right, on to the next, Oxford.
Rowett.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everything's
it's
Rowett
Rowett,
down there
yeah.
at the minute. I still
Yeah.
back the bloke. I still think he'll do a job this season. I think it's just taking him a bit of time. I mean, they carved out a good result against Coventry, didn't they, before the international break?
Yeah, decent result. I mean, I think I'd heard some Coventry fans saying that the kind of first half they were like Real Madrid, and the second half they were like Accrington Stanley. Like, they were kind of, and I think that gave Oxford a bit of impetus and they came back. But that's Rowett and his resilience, isn't it? That's what he gets into his teams.
It'll be
like,
hard to beat. I mean, we didn't have that many chances against them.
One shot on goal.
And obviously we got the 3 points, but on another day, they had that chance in the box where it was just put wide of the post, and on another day they would have got themselves a point. So I think it's Rowett teams all over, isn't it? They're just hard to beat.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. They've put some Ben Davis as well now, which will make it even harder.
That is true.
Next up is Portsmouth.
I'm going to say a really weird one here. I'm going to say lorry. And that has and I don't mean the name lorry, I mean the actual truck,
Is this a personal story?
It is a little, yeah. So, and it goes back to what we were saying about distances, right? So I used to work for a company that had headquarters in Portsmouth. So I knew a Blues fan who worked down there, and I said to him, right, I'm going to come down for today, do some business, I'll stay over and we'll go to Fratton Park and watch Blues play. So I didn't leave. Bear in mind I had to get up at 6 to get down there for a reasonable time for work. So I was fucking knackered by the time it was time to come back at 10. And I actually started drifting off on the motorway on the way back on the fucking M3 or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. And I didn't pick up the fact that the lanes were narrowing. There were cones coming. And the last minute, I just went, fuck, and pulled out. And this lorry, right up my arse, and his fucking lights was blinding me and stuff like that. And it's one of the reasons why I pulled away from him, and then he never caught me. I just thought he was going to do something unpleasant if he ever caught me, So I got away. But the moral of the story is that if you got to go somewhere a long distance like that, don't go early in the morning and come back late at night. Yeah. You have to do the stopover. And that's what plays on my mind when I think about that.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah.
It's a bit convoluted story, but hopefully it kind of emphasised the point, as it were.
If we go there away for the last game of the season this season, we're not going to be leaving at 6 a.m.
No, and also, don't argue with lorries. That's the other point.
Yeah, there is as well. And maybe just stay over if you're far away as well, particularly to away games. The other thing that popped into my head with, and it's a bit of an obscure reference for Portsmouth as well, was TY. You remember when they're sponsored by TY Beanie Babies when they first got into the Premier League?
Yeah, I do remember that. That is very synonymous, actually, for you and I think.
Yeah,
millennials.
That was in the days of like Shaka Hislop, Yakubu when he first went on the scene.
His name's come up again.
Yakubu's been everywhere.
Me and Dad actually went to the home game when we played him. Did we win something like, was it 3 or 4-1? Was it, Dad?
We might have been 3-1. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think it was. I do remember the game. I do remember it.
I was thinking of the bell.
Yeah, Pompey bells.
Every time.
Every time. Yeah.
Just hit the bell.
Right, yeah.
Play up, Pompey, play up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
Preston.
Go on, Dad.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
This has been a long time coming.
So here's my one word: is underachievers. Now, on a personal level, it comes from a jibe they made after the 2001 playoffs about us Blues being overhyped underachievers. However, what I do know about Preston is that they should be doing better. Right? They're a good old club. They're founder members of the Football League. They've won the title twice and they've won the FA Cup twice. But what's telling is, out of all of those things, 3 of them were in the 19th century, and the last time they won anything was before the fucking Second World War. They haven't been in the top division since the start of the 60s.
I feel like just to touch on that, when teams claim about winning things that long ago, at least to me, it feels a little bit redundant, because anything pre-war in my head, it's like, okay, you did win because it's in the books, but it's like,
I think I tend to have that test. If there's nobody alive to remember it, you can't expunge it from the records. It's there. They've done it. That's it.
It's part of history.
But if there's nobody alive to remember it, it kind of does make it a bit redundant in terms of like, what can people talk about it? But it reminds me of us in a way, in as much as we should be doing better, given our support, given the second city status and all that kind of thing. Every big team around us in this area have won the league or the FA Cup, and in fact, some cases both. Yeah, we haven't done either.
No.
And they haven't done any of this stuff for a long time. And to not be in the top division for over 60 years, for a founding member of the Football League, they've got someone like Tom Finney, who's like an absolute icon from an England point of view. Like, he's one of the few knighted footballers that's ever existed. You think they should be doing better. So I feel for them a little bit. I have some empathy for them, but I also think that was an irritating remark. Got under my skin, so I'm just waiting for that day to come.
It's also fuck them. They're going to beat us 1-0 at ours.
Of course they will.
They're just going to clip that.
Yeah,
what just happened there?
Of course they will.
Yeah, of course they will.
I know they will. Anyway,
QPR.
Little Britain.
You'd be left back for QPR.
That is an absolute. That is a pull and a half that I've just got there, and I'm so glad you got that. I think you recognised it as well. So for anybody who is over the age of, I don't know, 25, let's just say, you remember Little Britain from the mid to early 2000s, whatever, but when that was, definitely wouldn't be allowed on TV now. But this was quite a mild skit that they did, wasn't it? And I don't know what the names of the characters were, played by David Williams and what's his name, Matt Lucas, but they did that skit.
It was Emily and Florence, wasn't it?
Yeah, they were like a pair of old women. The ladies. Yeah,
we are ladies.
Yeah, what they say, there was, obviously they're talking about football and goes, yes, you used to play left back at QPR.
Yeah, and they're playing football with the kids in the park, aren't they? And she goes to pick the ball, she's like, no, Emily.
Yeah.
So and she ends up absolutely murking all the kids up, blast it off, and ends up doing a proper celebration, and they're just like, right, off again.
Yeah.
Sort of thing at the end of it, aren't they? So
do we think they've signed Poku and Kono to play those parts later on at some point in the season?
Yeah. Well, like those old women in there, they've been out for a while. They've been out for fucking ages as well. Yeah. Oh, let's sign him. He's out for months.
Yeah.
Well done.
About right, that is.
Yeah.
I think you were saying as well, it was like that reference, wasn't it, from Top Gear, wasn't it, where they're looking over something, they go,
online, yeah.
That could have been us, couldn't it? Yeah.
Well, it wasn't.
But it wasn't.
Yeah, I think they had their car, like someone had crashed into a river and they had to pull it out on the other side, and they were looking.
It's probably what Craig Gardner's doing now, isn't he? When he looks at his phone, seeing Poker's injured, he's like, that could have been us. Yeah. Well, it isn't.
He probably posted the meme.
He probably did. Yeah. Well done, Craig. Yeah. How's it going, fellow Blues fans? Hope you're enjoying the channel so far and liking today's video. I wanted to take a minute of your time to talk about our sponsor, Bangla Lounge Indian Cuisine. For these three Blue boys, Bangla Lounge has been the go-to choice to enjoy the very finest in Indian cuisine for over a decade now. Made with the freshest ingredients using authentic recipes, Bangla Lounge produces some of the best Indian cuisine that I've ever tasted. And if you enjoy takeaway at the end of the week, orders for collection and delivery, with a 15% discount ordering direct through the website. If you enjoy a sit-down meal, you can enjoy this for a 2-for-1 offer running up for Sunday to Thursday every week on main courses. Or if you're celebrating a special occasion such as a birthday, Bangla Lounge offers a buffet restaurant every Sunday running from 5:30pm to 10pm. So if you like a tasty curry or a sizzling tandoori, get yourself down to Bangla Lounge Hellzoing. Links in the description below of our video. And if you would like to fine dine after a win in the B9. Thanks very much. Now back to the podcast.
Sheffield United.
Hallam. And I always think it's a Hallam University. Sheffield Hallam University. I don't know why it always pops into my head. Just always does with Sheffield.
I think the other thing that comes into my mind, to be more contemporary about it, is shocking. Their start to the season has been absolutely appalling.
Yeah,
It really has.
Messy right now, that is, with Sellers, potentially walking or getting sacked.
It was booed. Did you see the Middlesbrough reaction?
Yeah, no, I've seen it, yeah.
Fucking the fans booing him in front of the whole squad.
Yeah.
That must be humiliating, isn't it?
It is. They made such a mistake getting rid of Chris Wilder.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Massive
I think when
mistake.
it happened. They've spent the least amount of money in the Championship in the transfer window of all the teams in the
I think
league.
they've got bigger issues than management.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah.
If that's the case.
They changed owners last December.
Yeah.
And it's like, what's going on there? Have they got as much funds or ambition as maybe they said they had? Probably not. I don't know.
Right, the other side of Sheffield Wednesday.
Bannon.
Yeah.
And that's all I need to say. Any Blues fan watching, just say Bannon. It's just automatic what we think of him. So, and we know what he thinks of us as well.
Yeah.
He can come down to Blues next time this season and we'll beat them, and then he can have his night out in Birmingham if he likes.
Yeah, I'm
See,
sure.
man.
I'm sure he'll enjoy that, man.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be welcome, just not on one side of the city, maybe. I think probably the other thing as well is sad in the context of their situation.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I suppose the only thing at this point is the fans are kind of galvanising the team a little bit at the moment, and they are starting to carve results out here and there. So, and I honestly wish the club and the fans all the very best. They deserve better than what they've got.
They've got that fuck you attitude at the minute,
Yeah,
which
they are.
the Derby had it
Yeah.
as well. When Wayne was there, but
Minus the grannies.
they've got to take the same approach.
Yeah.
The difference is they won't have a points deduction, so at least they've got a level start at trying to save themselves.
True.
Next up is Southampton.
That Matt Letizia goal.
Oh, yeah, that's a
Or
pull.
maybe just Matt Letizia.
Or maybe just Matt Letizia. Yeah. Maybe just Matt Letizia, yeah.
That brings a different context to it, really. If
It does really. I was trying to separate the man from the footballer, really, if you'd indulge me.
Yeah. Go on, Dan. Sorry.
Because that goal was great. You know which one I'm talking about.
I do,
It flicked
yeah,
over
yeah.
the defender's head, straight on the volley.
Yeah.
Brilliant goal, fantastic. But as far as Matt Letizia has the man, absolutely fuck him.
Yeah. He's Captain Conspiracy, isn't he?
He is, yeah. I'm surprised he hasn't rolled up on GB News at some point yet, to be honest
There's
with you. But
time
there
yet.
you go. Yeah.
There's time yet. Nigel might have him in his cabinet when he gets into power.
Yeah.
Not that I'm predicting anything, of course. There
Yeah,
you go.
true. Yeah.
Stoke City.
Raining.
Well, AI described their ground as windblown.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
So we're
anything
probably not too
amongst
far away
bad
from the
weather.
truth there, are we?
Yeah, it's classic. Anyone who, it's become a whole thing of it in itself now about Tuesday night at Stoke, raining, whatever, that whole deal. So that's exactly what I think if you go back like 5-10 years, it's just hoofball.
Yeah.
They don't play like that now.
No.
Well, actually, obviously, I've had a great start to the season.
Yeah, Rory Delap throw-ins and
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, the word for me, being a bit older than you two, is needle. Right, and going back like 30 years, this is when we were our first stint in the third tier of English football. There was a lot of needle. There was a sellout game. Bearing in mind, this is when our average crowd was probably about 15,000. It was a sellout. And there was a big incident that went on. There was a pitch invasion and all that kind of stuff. There was a lot of aggro, and it seems to have stayed. Before that, I don't remember it, but since then, it just seems aggro. I've heard of people kind of getting beat up at Stoke and stuff like that. And
yeah.
your uncle got kind of chased by a bunch of Stoke fans there and all that kind of stuff. So, don't know, never gone away. So if we do end up going there, we can sample it for ourselves.
Well, it won't be this season, but coming up next for us, they will. Blues fans will be experiencing that.
True.
Or hopefully not.
Next up, Swansea.
Trundle.
Yeah. Lee Trundle.
Oh, yeah. That dickhead.
Yeah.
What year was that? 2-3 seasons ago?
Yeah, it could have been 2 or 3
Maybe a bit
seasons
more.
ago. I don't even know who was in charge then.
Is it Pep Cotet?
I've been Karanka the wanker.
Or Bowyer. Could have been Bowyer.
Yeah, it could have been Bowyer.
Anyway,
actually.
for those that don't know, Lee Trundle's an ex-Swansea player, and he he took exception to the fact that Blues got an equaliser in the 90th minute away at Swansea, and that we won it in the 96th minute. Austin trusty header, for those of you that remember it. And in his Scouse accent at the end, he was whining, going, "Shouldn't be losing to teams like this, shouldn't be losing to teams like Birmingham, we're better than that." And I thought, yeah, well, maybe you shouldn't have been such a presumptuous twat during the course of the commentary, and then we wouldn't have got to this stage, would we? You should have paid us more respect. But there you go. I enjoyed that victory.
Yeah, I very much enjoyed that one as well.
Yeah,
Not
it was good. That
being
was
the last-minute winner, but just because that dickhead got his word shoved down his throat. So that was good.
On to the final three. Watford.
Deeney.
Deeney.
His hog! Deeney!
You can't not think of Watford and think of that.
Yeah.
If you're a proper football fan, you know exactly what went down there. And it was even better because it is the most poetic punishment of a dive ever in professional football.
Yeah.
Lockhart threw himself down and he barely touched him. And it was the best as well, the fact that not only there was a penalty saved by Almunia, but the follow-up was stopped as well.
Yeah.
Straight up the other end,
That's a mad
straight
save,
in the
to be
back of the
fair.
net.
Yeah, because everyone thinks of the goal, but the save at the other end was mad.
I know. Anybody who's ever watched it on Sky Sports Retro, I think it was on the Super 6 replay. Anybody who's watched that, the commentator, one of the first things he says after the goal is, "Do not scratch your eyes." And the top comment on that video is, "Don't scratch your eyes. Good advice."
Yep.
I always like your analogy, Joe. You said this before about that particular game, because of it kind of the level of excitement and kind of limbs that's involved with it. If an alien came down to Earth and said, what's football, you'd say, go watch that.
Oh, you just show them that clip straight away. Absolutely, encompasses realistically for any football fans why we love the game.
Yeah,
because you don't have to be a fan of Watford. Like some people watch and don't even know what year, what game, what the stakes were, nothing. Just that, and I think Deeney's just going to be remembered for that.
I agree.
Not to say good player when he did play, but
totally agree.
But that encompasses. It was just absolutely biblical.
Yeah.
So
West Brom.
Well, I just use the word neighbours for that, not just because obviously the teams are neighbours.
I'd agree with that.
Because of our personal circumstances, and indeed, the kind of vibe we've got amongst the four of us. You're a mate of the family, you're a friend of the family. I've been a long time. We live next door to Albion fans. We literally are, day to day. We see and speak to you when we're mates with you. So it's more than just that to us. Blues fans who live on the other side of the city won't have this, but we definitely do.
I've got an honourable mention for that because it came to me just after you said that. Insomnia. That intro tune absolutely slaps. Because a lot of other grounds, I think is it Chelsea that got it as well, Al? Yeah, so they've got it as well. But every time, because I watched all of Albion games this season, and every time it plays, I was like, it actually slaps, man.
It does actually.
It's so good. It's just behind.
It is actually, to be fair, it is quite good. I mean, some grounds have some really poor walkout music, but to be fair, Albion's has slapped for a long time. Actually, to be fair, so fair play to him.
Yeah. I feel like we're the original team that did that. I mean, I'm probably.
I think you actually
wrong.
are.
I think you actually are.
Yeah. Chelsea was. I think Chelsea was definitely after,
and it's just it's been there for years.
They stole it.
Well, Chelsea have stolen a few things because they've stolen Insomniac from West Bromwich Albion, and they stole Blues from us when Chelsea have always been the pensioners.
Yeah.
For any real football history fanatics out there, that's what they're actually called. But better to steal things from other clubs in it at the end of the day. I mean, why not?
Right. Probably my favourite one on the list now. Wrexham.
McLean.
Yeah.
I would have gone with Hollywood.
And I would have gone, linked to Dan's, I would have gone with spending because they've blown my fucking mind this last transfer window, which is
40 mil in it, something like that.
Well, it's that, and I've been really impressed actually, especially in the last few days, about who they've signed.
Yeah,
I mean, Ben Sheaf from Coventry. Okay, you could argue maybe some fitness issues there, but he is a top championship defensive midfield player, and I think he thinks to himself, we're on about cover for Iwata. Why the fuck weren't we in there? The bloke lives in the area.
We've completely fucked ourselves there.
Yeah.
We'll see if we have, Iwata, we can talk about this another time, but, with Iwata, if he picks something up, that's the player we probably ideally should have got in.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I just think that they've been impressive. They've taken the ball by the horns and they've said, right, we're going to compete properly. We're not just going to be one of these teams that kind of like Ipswich, we're going to see the old squad through and ride the wave and all the rest of it. No, they ain't good enough. Ollie Palmer's gone now as well, and obviously Mullen's gone as well. Yeah. So that, as far as they're concerned, no, but at another level, we need the people who can play. I mean, if you've got Ben Sheaf and O'Brien in that midfield, I could make a case to say that they're probably potentially better than our two. in the pivot.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, they've got to be playing together, but because ours they've been playing together a good while now, and I think it works well. And I don't like to always think of ours being the two in there because we know that Pake drifts, supports the 10, supports that wide, all the rest of it.
Yeah.
But I think they could be, at the top of my head, the best twos that I know probably Malumbi and who's the other one with you in the pivot.
Mowat.
Yeah,
Those
two, yeah.
Alex probably was one of those two, really, wouldn't it?
They're definitely up there from what I've seen.
Yeah.
So, coming to the end of the list, haven't we, gentlemen?
Yep.
And I think we've stirred some controversy there, shared very much of our honest opinions of some clubs and some people associated with other clubs as well. So, hopefully it gets people talking.
Maybe it's time for us to kind of just have a brief overview of how we think we did in the window overall, but also perhaps speak more specifically about what we did on deadline day. So
yeah,
guys.
so obviously there was a bit of business, obviously pretty much right on deadline day, wasn't there, really? So a couple of additions for us. We've seen to the 2 hours come in, so we've seen Roberts and Robinson come in, haven't we, as well? So we've seen Patrick Roberts come in from Sunderland. Yep, exactly. 2 hours. So there you go. Hey, I'm here all week. So we've seen them come in now. So we've seen Patrick Roberts come in from Sunderland.
Yeah.
Of course, a winger, very versatile. Has played well at championship level and consistently as well. Didn't he play in the playoff final when they got promoted last season as well?
He played with them from League One all the way up to the Premier League, and then now he's joined us.
So he's definitely a loyal player and
Been
somebody
there
we
over
definitely
five,
want on the
yeah.
squad
Been
who's
there
got
a
some
long time.
experience as well, particularly for somebody of his age as well.
He's a regular last season. I heard before we came here tonight, I was listening to the Birmingham Mail podcast, and they were speaking to a Sunderland reporter. And this guy has been a regular in the team pretty much throughout that time.
Yeah.
I think he played slightly less than one season just to a niggling injury. But I don't know, I find it a bit odd that like he's done all that and he's an influential player because clearly he plays a lot and he's important to their system. And yet they've decided to let him go. I find that a bit odd. I know they've spent a lot of money.
They are in the top division now.
Yeah, and maybe that's the thing. It's like not sure he can kind of make it.
In my head, like if you can see, there's a gap. Like here's like League One, Championship, Premier League's over there.
Yeah,
The gap just gets bigger now.
It does.
You can't just carry it through and through because Ipswich have tried to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it won't figure out for every team because we've seen teams that have stuck it out in there. But you need a lot more quality if you're going to compete in that league, let alone stay in it.
Yeah, and I think really they're doing a lot of what we've done, haven't we, coming up from League One? We've sort of cleared, I suppose you don't really want to call it the dead weight, but you've cleared down for the players that aren't going to cut it at the level for you, particularly if you're aiming the club to get out of the Championship into the Premier League as well, because it's about planning forward. It's to do with everything Knighthead have bought in with Wagner and co, and it's the whole momentum of the club, isn't it, going forward? It's to be better every day. And
that's why
you've got to have better to do that.
That's why we bought him in, though, because he's a proven Championship player, but more than that, he was with a winning team, a team that had been successful and had gone to the Premier League, and that's exactly what we need. Despite the age, I think he's going to bring us a lot of quality. For me, I'm imagining him and Dimmy on the wings, and you got your fullbacks off them as well, who've had great starts to the season, and then hopefully, we're going to have that bit of quality at the top as well with Kyogo or Stano.
Of course,
I think Roberts can go both ways. I think he can be an outside, kind of outside the fullback type winger, but I think probably his best form comes from when he drops inside onto the left foot. He's a left-footed player. Yeah. But the ball carrying abilities that he's got, because a lot of people are saying, but his stats aren't that great, his assists and his goals doesn't look brilliant. But I think what he does is he's the kind of person that can take runners with him. Do you know what I mean? If he kind of makes a run, people are going to kind of try and cut that out and opens up space out wide. And we've got two fullbacks who can do that.
Yeah.
So I think he'll be really instrumental, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him start the next game. Actually, I think he fits that particular setup very, very well.
No, I think he does, definitely. And of course, the other addition coming in from Sheffield United, a fellow Championship club. Obviously, we mentioned they've had a terrible start to the season, and maybe this is a factor in this as well. And I'll tell you the reason why I think that as well. Jack Robinson.
Yep.
Obviously coming in as a centre-back, left-sided. We've talked about the addition and the need for this, and there's some versatility as there is as well in the other signing in Patrick Roberts. He can play at left-back as well. Left-footed player.
I think across the whole back line, can't he?
Yeah, I think he can.
Say that
very versatile.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you the reason why I say maybe the situation Sheffield United has hampered is his ability to stay at the club is because he mentioned it in his interview. He did say that the club is going in another direction.
Yeah.
Now, we know as well as anybody does, that's players' professional talk for the club is going to shit and I don't like the direction we're heading in, so I've jumped ship.
It definitely could allude to that. I don't think it always does, but because of their situation, I would lean towards that it probably does.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, he's an experienced Championship player. And it's kind of funny when obviously it was announced that initially that we had interest and then we did sign him. I think I saw a comment of somebody on X saying our admin posted a video of him making up with Kyogo. Because the Sheffield United game, he threw him to the ground and that whole antics. I mean, let's not make no mistake about it. When we were watching that game, we were like, the fuck's this number going on about? Like, he was, how the bloke didn't get sent off, I don't know.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it's exactly, I think, what we do need.
I agree with that.
I think he's got a lot of this, a bit of fire, and he can play across the whole back line. Obviously, we need that, I think, across the defence. I think he's going to bring us that.
I think so. He's been a captain at every club he's played for, apart from Liverpool, even the loans and stuff. He's gone and done that. I think I agree. He's got that grit. He's got that aggression, which I think the back line at times, maybe exception of Clara, we haven't got. But I think the kind of the leadership qualities, the fact that he's been there, he's done it. He's 32. He knows the division inside out, and he's not going to be afraid to give people a bollocking from time to time. And the left-footedness, I mean, some people see this as an advantage, other people don't think it's a big deal. I do. I like the balance of left-footers, in the left full-back and the left centre-half. And I also think that it makes life more comfortable for Clara.
Yeah.
I think that he was better to me. I think he was better when he was with Ben Davies. Now, I don't know whether that will play out like that, because I still think Neumann needs a bit of adjustment time. I'm not saying he won't be a good player.
I think it's a little bit early, but I can see where you're coming from with that.
Yeah. I don't know. The good news is he's an option.
Yeah. I think overall, because I think the consensus online that I've seen is that, it gets to that after 7 p.m, we sign 2 players and it's like, fucking hell, come on, admin, we're going to have one more. And to be fair, there were other people in the comments on X saying that, lads, we did a lot of our business early. Like, people were clamoring on about the fact, fucking hell, we got to sign more because look at all these teams. We did our business early, man. And the great thing about that is that they got time to bed in. They get a pre-season and a pre-season. Yeah. So we've got that. And that's an advantage to us, I think.
Absolutely, it is. I think, like I said, people may be keen to remember that, or keen to forget, should I say, that we did a lot of our business early on, like you say, and they've had a pre-season. Meanwhile, these guys have already had their pre-season. They're keen, they're ready to go, and we've introduced them into the team now, whereas a lot of clubs were slow to do business in the pre-season, coming into this new season. So I think we've done well to do that, and I think as well, do you think maybe there's an element that maybe because of how last year's summer transfer window ended, that we've been spoilt a little bit?
I think it's the excitement thing people were looking for, that what happened. The ironic thing is, last season, obviously Stano was a great signing, but we made one of our best signings before that, Iwata.
Yeah.
But I think, to your point, Dan, people were looking for that big statement signing on the last day, on the last minute, Gardner in there with Wagner and the last, signing the paper and all the rest of it. But we'd already did that because on the flip side of that, and I saw somebody say this online and I agree, if on the last day we'd signed Kyogo, Patrick Roberts and, whoever else, Doyle, people were like, fucking hell, we're going to finish first. Yeah. We've done it early.
Yeah,
we have.
That. It's just that transfer deadline day is whipped up to be a big thing, isn't it? It's got a life of its own. I mean, just to kind of counteract the incomings on that day, there were some outgoings as well on deadline day. So sad to see, but I understand it. It's sad to see George Hall go.
Permanent move.
Wish him all the best. In his kind of new League One endeavours at Port Vale. But I think he needed that. He needs to have regular minutes, like he did at Walsall last season. There's a player in there somewhere, and he might emerge, but I just want him to stay injury free. Yeah. We really do. Alfie Chang went out as well, I believe. But the biggest one, the one that I probably didn't really want to happen, was Taylor Gardner-Hickman.
Agreed.
Because I'm not sure I see any other player, and don't get me wrong, he's not a perfect fit for the role, but is there anybody else that's anywhere near covering Iwata in the squad that we had apart from him?
Yeah, it's arguable, isn't it? But I think that he not only has the ability to cover that role, but he's a player, and this is to his detriment as well. While it's it goes in our favour when he was playing for us, is he can play in a lot of positions. It's like you get somebody who is exceptional in one position, then they're shit everywhere else. This guy could pretty much play anywhere, and he'll do a job for the most part. And I agree that I don't think I would have let him go. But he's going to want minutes, isn't he? And he's not going to get it there.
Of course he is. He's not going to get it onto Chris Davis. No. And I'm sure Davis and Gardner would have had the honest conversation with him. And he probably already knew it from pre-season and going into the first few games of the season as well. I wish him all the best. And Blackburn have gained a very valuable player, like you've touched on there, Joe, and to a degree what you've mentioned as well, Dad. He's very versatile, can play in a multitude of positions. But yet, in the back of my mind, there is a little bit of a worry now that we haven't got cover for Iwata. But I think at the moment, considering what we've talked about at the back of the Leicester City game and to a degree the Port Vale game, I think we've got bigger issues than that at the minute. And I'm hoping the additions, not so much maybe with Jack Robinson, but definitely with Roberts, that we're going to see maybe a bit more creativity. We're going to see people driving and bringing the ball forward as well, because it's not just building up in our play, getting to that final third. It's about driving the ball forward, players carrying it, dribbling it forward, bringing it to the opposition, because we have got the ability to do that.
You know, I would argue and play a bit of devil's advocate here and say that Iwata role cover is actually the most important thing. And the only reason I say that is because the creativity aspect, I think we've got a lot of players who can create for us. It's about them gelling together. You know, we've spent a lot of money in that area over the last few seasons.
Yeah.
I think we're good there, but we've talked about this before. We literally do not have cover for if Iwata gets a long-term injury. We're fucked, because teams have pretty much got one or two players where the cogs, that's where it turns, and you know that they are your vehicles to success. Iwata's one, and I personally think that Stano is the other.
I'd agree.
Because I'm not just talking about the obvious goals, because I think he's better as a 10. But we've talked about it before, his pressing, his work rate, his aggressiveness, he's way better at that. And because he didn't play on Friday when we lost to Leicester, we didn't look right. Take Iwata out of a game, I don't think we look right. Yeah. And if you don't have cover for that aspect, I don't think we fall apart. But I don't think we're finishing in the top end of the table, personally.
No, and it's difficult, isn't it? Because all the pieces, like you say, have got to fit together. Yeah. They've all got to click in the same way, haven't they? And yeah, I do concede your point there, and I do agree with you that Iwata's role is vital to the team. But I was only making the point in as much as we've got bigger issues than that at the moment. We're not creating enough chances in any case, even within the team, in the immediate. But like you say, at the back of my mind, and maybe it should be more at the forefront of my mind, and maybe it is for some Blues fans as well, like you've said, Joe, we haven't got cover for that position. No. We haven't got cover for Iwata.
That's our biggest problem, I think, in terms of like getting to Christmas, you know, getting through the first 20-odd games and not having that person there, because if he's out for a bit, and we remember what happened at Huddersfield last season when he got fouled. We thought, fuck me, he's going to be out for like 10 games now.
Came back the next game, didn't
he did, absolutely. But you can't rely on that all the time. So who's going to do it? Mark Leonard's got a little bit of it, but not really. You know, he's more of a kind of passer of the ball. Tommy Doyle, just not that combative kind of player at all.
I think he's better higher up as well.
Yeah, I agree. And beyond that, it's like, well, who's it going to be? I don't know. It's just something that's going to be in the back of our mind all the time, I think. But to characterise the window as a whole, I think it was very good. I think it was very good. And I do think that some of the creative players, go back to Dan's point here about the worry, that we've not yet seen fully operational, will come in and I have quite a high level of confidence that they'll make the difference. Yeah. You know, Marvin Dux in particular, we've mentioned him before, but also Fujimoto. Somebody, I think I sent it to you both this week, somebody on Small Earth Alliance came up with some analysis, you know, off some website somewhere, and you look at his stats and you think, my God, that bloke was like top notch in the Portuguese Primeira Division. Now, whether he can replicate it in the rough and tumble of the Championship, given the way that the game is played in Portugal, I don't know. He's quite a slight individual, you know. Can he stand up to the physical challenge? We'll wait and see, but there's no doubting his vision. Yeah. There's no doubting his ability to pick a pass.
That's why we signed him.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think, I don't know whether both of them, but I'm expecting at least one of them to have a big impact.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And I think they'll start finding Kyogo's runs and stuff like that.
Hopefully he can finish his dinner now. Yeah,
absolutely. It's the one part of the game that's missing now. Gentlemen, as always, thank you very much for your contribution. It has been an enjoyable episode today, something rather different this week, isn't it? So yeah, absolutely.
Thanks to Azamat as well.
Azamat, back it off. Yeah,
Azamat. Thanks very much, Al. As always, thank you very much for your contribution as always, gentlemen. Hopefully we'll see the addition of Robinson and Roberts. Potentially
R&R.
Hey, Hey, there we go. Here all week again. Potentially at our next game on Saturday, the 13th of September at the 365 Stadium against Stoke City in the EFL Championship. To all our viewers and listeners, thank you very much for joining the Free Blue Boys podcast again. Give us your opinion on what one word you would use to describe each club in the Championship. And also, please give us your verdict on this summer's transfer window for the Blues. And as always, remember to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button so you never miss a new upload. Please consider following us on our social media platforms, links to which are on the screen for you now and in the description below. But as always, fellow Blues fans, stay true to the Royal Blue and keep right on.
Keep right on.